Hey everyone, right now we're taking a look at a washed out culvert, which most likely became clogged. As the culvert became clogged, it topped over the road until it was completely washed out. Look where I'm standing now. This is a nice engineered packed area, and it just peeled the concrete right off. And now it's somewhere downstream, scattered along the riverbed. This was definitely a culvert and not a bridge. I don't see any concrete foundations. Just shows the power of the river. It's a good 4 inches of concrete or asphalt there. And you can see by the scattered debris here, this is how high the water was, all the way up here. And it makes you really think, where's the culvert? It could have been a granite culvert that got shattered, but I don't see it. We're gonna take a little walk downstream, see if we can find the culvert in a minute. I just wanna get on this side. Doing a little more exploring of the area. I don't think there was ever a culvert here. Possibly a really small one, but this is the bridge all that water was supposed to be going underneath. The water got so high it couldn't fit under the bridge, so it started crossing the street down there a ways. And the water's so powerful you can see it moves rocks that big. Probably 1,000 pounds. But I'm sure this road was abandoned long before this even happened. Yeah. This is now part of the riverbed. As it flooded, it destroyed some of the edge. So now it looks like some of it is permanently over here, where it never was before. As you can see, all these rocks scattered throughout the woods. Trees would not have just grown that big under constant flooding. This is something that happened recently for the first time. Feels kind of cool walking on this. You can definitely feel there's nothing under there. With the evidence here, I don't think that bridge ever overtopped. It's just the land. It's lower down here. You can see the debris right here. That's about the maximum flood height. There was a good 4 feet of water flooding through here at one point. You can see all through here how it's all disturbed. Crystal clear meltwater is what most of this is. Take a little look down here. The culvert wouldn't have got pushed very far. If one did get washed out there, which I don't even think there was one, you would see it crumpled somewhere around a tree. Some underground wiring. Can we see a date on that anywhere? Well, I just ripped some more of it out of the ground. Can't find a date on it, but that wire's not very old. I assume that wire was coming up here to some sign. All right, check it out. Not much flow, right? Because it's blocked on the other side. You see, this has been replaced since the road's been put in, but not deep enough, so there's a depression. The pipe's not crushed though. They can't put it deep unless they were to jackhammer down deep in the bedrock. And in some cases that's illegal, because if the pipe is too deep, it'll drain beneficial groundwater. All right, trying to get around, there's pricker bushes everywhere. There's the pipe. And this road's built correctly. You see, all this water's bypassing and going in the next culvert. That's what it is supposed to do. Now, I bet a lot of this is going to dry up as soon as I pull the plug. Look at that, look at that, go, look at that. Whoa, there we go. You can let some of that junk pass too. All right, now that's gonna stop working. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at it go, look at it go, look at it go. Awesome, awesome. So great. That will calm down in a moment once the buildup is gone. It's good to get rid of some of these buildups, because even though the water is technically moving down the street, the mosquitoes will love the little coves of this off to the edges. Yep, look at that. It stopped flowing. And we're still dropping. This looks like something that would completely dry up in the summertime. All right, it's dropping, still continuing. Now, as you can see, no more flow as it continues to decrease. Let's take a quick run down the street. Look at all these big old frost heaves. Things like this, I bet there's a big rock. As the ground froze, ice tried to force it up through the road. They actually like these bumps in the road. That's why they're not correcting it. It enforces their speed limit. Now this is going down to an actual creek, which I doubt to find a clog at. Minor. All we got down there is one stick, but that's all it takes. Eventually that one stick will cause a issue. In another depression, you don't see the cut lines, so this is an original. Nice crystal clear meltwater. There is still a lot of snow in the mountains, and it looks like we have a great sunset. About a minute later, you can still see it drop since we were here. And this is about as low as it's going to get now. Now, the majority of the sitting water is moving. And I do expect this to dry up in the summertime when the mosquitoes are all done. And it looks like it. Let's clean up the edges a little bit. There we go. One more look. Yep, that has definitely calmed down. Let's continue. Oh man, we've been at this culvert before, and I can tell you, winter was not happy. Look at this, debris. This road went underwater. There was so much stuff crossing here. You see how it's all disturbed? Junk left in the road? There was a giant flow here at one point. And I'm going to show you why. No, actually, this was unavoidable. The culverts are too small. This looks like it was a decent amount. But let's see what's happening anyways. Right here we have a culvert. Does not appear to be clogged. Yeah, you can even see the markings, how this is all pushed and built up. That was built up by water flooding across the road. Yep, we do got a clog starting in there, but I just removed a few sticks. All it takes is a few sticks and a whole pile of leaves will build against it. Now people might recognize this culvert. The one that has more than half its capacity cut by this really thirsty tree, hogging up all the water. All right, you can see this had a few inches of water crossing. You can see all the erosion it caused. Now, this right here, the amount of water I'm seeing, this would not have prevented it, but in the couple years of me checking this road out, this culvert has always been clogged. You see a little trickle though, right? This culvert is collapsed in the street. Even on times I located it, you just can't get it open. It's collapsed. You see all this water building up here? It's because it's collapsed. At least it's moving water. It's not going to contribute to the mosquitoes, but just check this out. The water is only a few inches below the street, which explains why it was able to rage so much. That culvert definitely needs replacement, and this ditch could use a digging out. Ditches will completely fill themselves in with neglect, as I have seen on many abandoned roads and many abandoned railroads. Eventually, as this fills in, it'll just become slope again. But I gotta say, most of this is melt water from snow, so it is crystal clear. You could probably drink it.